Welcome to another 10-minute fun time. Things are getting really intense over here. I had to take a week off from writing this piece and making videos for it because I was scoring a movie. But when I was scoring the movie, I got super warmed up and super in writing mode. So hopefully my ideas will come out smoother and clearer. So I just listened to the whole thing, and I have an idea for a way that we can make this ending right here seem a little more, even more climactic. I realized that in this piece, we have this one thing that happens over and over again. That of course those of you who have been following are already familiar with. It's this melody right here at 49. It happens many times. Sorry, I guess that's just an abbreviated version. Let me find the full version. Yeah, let's try it at 42, I think. Yeah, that happens many times, and it's cool. I like that part. But when it's happening so early on in the piece, that's about halfway through the piece, when it happens again here in this ending theme, in the big stormy, swirly stuff, it doesn't seem quite climactic enough. So what I want to do is extract that melody one more time, because I think it is the strongest melody in this piece. Extract that one more time and put it here and develop it for the final blow. Just make it as intense as possible. So one thing I'm thinking is we've got to put this violin up an octave, and we got to turn this piano part into just huge quarter note hits. Or bang dun 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 with accents on 2 and 4. That'll be super big funk rhythm. Well, not really funk, but it'll be super big. So we got the B flat, ba ba bum, ba da da ba ba bum, and then I'll make that 4 B flats, then C. This is like the classic climbing rock progression. Then D, and then we'll do A. These are going to be your classic power chords in the left hand. Oh yeah. And then in the right hand, same deal, quarter notes. So I'll even put the root up there. And then in the right hand we're going to put the chord tones, like the B flat chord has a D in it, so we'll put the D and the major 7. So that's the 3rd and the 7th. So in the left hand we have the power chord, the root, and the 5th. And in the right hand we have the 3rd and the 7th. And we're going to have these voice lead as much as we can. So the A will go down to G, the D will go up to E, and maybe we'll put a little extra note on top of each of these after we get these down. So then we've got this D, so we'll have to cut the D out of the left hand here, put it in the right hand, or maybe we should move up to F, E up to F, and then have a big leaping 7th. Yeah, I think that might be neat. Or that's the 9. Yeah, let's try that. So this is the, so we got the 9. The E, we're on a D minor chord right now, so the E is the 9. 9 is the same thing as 2. You just say 2 up an octave is 9, because if you count up from 2 a whole octave, you'll get to the number 9. So we have this F and this E, and now we've got an A chord, so we need a C we want a C and a G. So we'll do this C and this G, and then we'll keep the E up there. And then see how this sounds. So I'm going to start from 80. So this should be really big. That's the goal. And that'll happen one more time. This is like a classic composition trick of the rising da na na bass line with climactic parts, but I just can't get enough of it. I know this is like a normal thing to do. I'll admit it. This isn't like innovative, but it's not about reinventing the wheel all the time. Sometimes it's about taking things that you know work already and putting them in new places. And so the rest of this piece is so wacky in its form that I think this is a really comfortable, this is a great place to bring it all together with something that's really comfortable for our ears. So let's see what happens if we just lead into this a little more, starting at 62. I just remember that being a good measure. Definitely getting there. So now I need to make it so that this second time that these chords repeat is a little more climactic than the first time. So I'm going to start using higher voicing. So put the root or these thirds up an octave, and then that's good, and then okay, that's something, but I don't think that's as cool as I want it to be. Maybe I want to, yes, I know what I want to do. Put an F here. So the reason I'm putting this F here is so that this time through the chords starts on a higher note for the top note than the end of this time through the chords. So this makes it seem like it's still rising, even though it goes down a little here. I think that'll work. And then we could always put another G. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, and now we've got in the 11 there. I'll just put that's just going to be too much of a stretch, I think. That'll be nice and gnarly. Okay, cool. Alright. And then I saw something else. Oh yes, so now I want to change the rhythm so that it's eighth notes here and then triplets here to lead into these triplets nicely. So make these eighth notes, and I'll copy. So it's 8 of these, and then make these guys into eighth note triplets, and Do a little copy-doodle-doo. Copy-doodle-doo, says the rooster. And then we've got jumping down here. Should be okay. Should be okay. It's a piano. It's not as hard as a violin. Violins jumping like that is really hard, which is why here at 79, I mean, it can be done, no doubt, but unless it sounds really good, you don't want to stress out, you don't want to like push the physical limitations of the instrument unless that's, alright, so if I write a really crazy hard violin part, if I have a really amazing violinist, sure, that person would be able to play it, certainly, but there's a different way that people articulate when something is difficult than when it's easy. So you want to like try to balance, you want to see, well, do I want a really strained, intense, like almost out sound of like the struggle? Do I want the struggle sound? So maybe then I'll write an extra hard part that I know is just a little too hard, so I'll get the struggle sound. Or do I want it to be really smooth? So I want it to be really smooth right here, so I'm not going to take any risks with writing a struggle part, which is why I'm also going to bring this repeat up an octave so that there's not such a huge jump up to there. It's a more gradual jump from here to here to here. That's like a staircase. You can see, whoop, straight up. That's an easier part to play than if you have this twice and then it suddenly jumps up to G. It's also harder to read, kind of. But the guy who I'm going to film this with is perfectly capable of playing any of this stuff. But it's just, you only have so much time to rehearse, and I want it to be great. Alright, so it's all looking pretty good. I feel like we're almost ready to, yeah. This beginning here, I wanted to put a fermata. So this is like a held deal. Wanted to hold these notes out. In that way, I'll be able to sort of conduct the entrance of this low A, or have it just be like a feel kind of thing, instead of it being a rigidly counted intro. It'll make a more spacious intro. And then the same thing here at the end. We don't want the end and the beginning to be exactly the same. So I'm gonna test something out here. 92. Yeah, this is what I want to try. Da, na, 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 na. I'm going to bring just a little hint of that theme that happens so many times back for this last chord. And then I want to put a B flat chord here. This is to continue hinting at that theme. And this chord, we already remembered. This is quite a stretch. E up to G, an octave plus a third. I'm gonna leave it, and just when I actually meet with the pianist, I'll just say kind of roll it so you play the bottom note with your thumb, and then you jump up to your pinky while holding the sustain pedal instead of just hitting them both at once. But we'll have that talk. And I'm gonna put a fermata on this ending. Okay, now let's take a listen to, and I don't think we want to go forte here. So let's take a listen to this last little moment. Cool. I don't think this does much, and I think I want it to get quieter as we get to this chord and have the last, actually, yeah, have this whole set of 3 chords get quieter and that last note be very P, very, very, very P. So pianissimo. And I think that's it. So let's listen from the beginning and see what we got here. thing. I want to flat this B. I'm all about flattening them B's. Okay, that's one thing, and then one other thing. So I just think this could be weirder right before here, but not too weird. I'm going to get my guitar out for this last moment of the writing and come up with something special. So we got... Yeah, that's cool there. And then, let's see. I'm going to take it from 81. Yeah, I want it to go up. So it'd be like... Cool. And so I guess that's just a unison line, so I'll copy that into all of these fellas. And okay, now let's listen again to 81. I got distracted. Okay. This should be an E. Alright, and now one more listen I think should be good. And maybe I'll put this up a third. And let's see what happens if I put that up a third. Do it diatonically, and then I'll flat the V's. Okay, and then Okay, so close. I think. Sorry, I'm getting really quiet because I'm thinking real hard. So this note right here is a problem because this is an F, and it's a higher F than this E. So it makes it a little less climactic when we get to this measure, because the highest note in this measure is lower than the highest note in this measure. So I think I'm going to pull this all down and make it just a ramp up to this note. And I think that'll be good. So it's going to be G, A, B flat. And I think that should be more effective. Yep, on all accounts. Alright, so that's 81, 82, 83. Yeah, and then since the E is the same, since there's an E in this measure up high and there's an E in the next measure up high, it also makes this high E less climactic as well, just because it's like not as much of a surprise. So now I think it should work. Cool. I'm gonna put this last one maybe up a fifth. I'll play it on electric guitar, so I'll know that it'll be fine. Up a fifth. I'll have enough range for that. Might be an overdub even, who knows, but I think compositionally it'll be the coolest way. So this is E, G, F. We don't want no F flats. Well, I guess we want E's though, which are the same thing. Nah, that's confusing. I think it's supposed to be F's. Well, let's listen to that. It's 88, 89, 90, 91. Okay. Cool. Alright, well, it took me 25 videos at an average of, I'd say, more like 14 minutes per video. So 25 times 10 is 250, and then 4 more 25s is another 100, right? So, I don't know, I'm trying to add, but I'm there's too much going on. So, yeah, it took many minutes to write this, but for those of you who've been watching since the beginning, we did it. And I appreciate all the comments and support and advice and like the ideas and everything. We have for ourselves now a completed piece of music that I think we can all be proud of. It was a lot of work, but it was an interesting process with doing the huge majority of it as 10-minute composition sessions. And now I think it's time to give it maybe a new name. And so I'm going to name it Fleshy Green Flowers, because there's one person who's been supporting really hardcore with this series and has Fleshy Green Flowers in his username. And so I think that's a good name for this song. Fleshy Green Flowers. So thank you to everybody who's been watching this, and I'm excited to show you it played by live humans really soon, and I hope that you write a lot of music. Bye bye.